Hi guys, I am so excited because this is our second podcast on Mama Podcast. This podcast is for us to learn from mothers what is their motherhood experience, also to learn from anyone. Like, what are the lessons they've learned from their moms? So, this is about motherhood, embracing motherhood, celebrating our moms, and how they've really made us successful. So I'm so excited because today I have one of my favorite people, Amanda. She is an amazing person. But I would love for her to introduce herself, and then of course we'll get to know more about her as we get into the questions. Amanda, welcome to Mama Podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I think this is a really good idea to have a podcast about this because these are such important subjects to talk about. And I always love sharing about motherhood and my mom and everything to do with it. So
She's got a winning mom. Her mom is amazing. I always used to think Amanda is amazing until I met her mom.
yeah, mom's more amazing. She's up there, level higher.
Wow. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just introduction.
I am Amanda Nunez, and I am a 29-year-old mother of four kids.
I'm older than you.
And I got 4 kids. And they are oldest just went to school, so first grade, and that's been exciting and fun. Other than that, I have my own sewing business, so I am a fashion designer.
She made what I was wearing for my graduation. If you liked it, she's really good. She makes a lot of the stuff that she wears. Amazing.
Yes.
Actually, this thing here is inspired by her because she wears that like on top of stuff, making things look pretty. I don't know if it's looking pretty, but
it's looking nice. It's looking very good, snatched.
All right.
But yeah, and what else? Then as a hobby, I just bake lots of things.
Oh, she just baked my birthday cake. If you saw it.
We're always baking.
Yep.
Yeah, I love baking. It's something that's super fun and very easy to do in my opinion. So yeah, those are the things I kind of do. And then I'm mother. That's what I do most of the time, I guess.
Welcome, Amanda. I love you, girl.
Love you too.
Thank you for just being an amazing mentor. Like,
you.
to be honest, she's like my go-to person. Yesterday I had a very terrible day, and she's the first person. Hey, Amanda. The other day I had to rush to meet like an academic mentor, and I knew I needed to rush to pick up my daughter. I was like, Amanda, can you just tell the preschool that she's just amazing? Like, she's my big sister. Anyways, Amanda, tell me something. Like, what does being a mom mean to you beyond the day-to-day tasks?
Well, I thought of this and I realized that I think it means to me to be a safe place for a small vulnerable person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Place.
Yeah, for them to really be who they are and then be able to truly show what they feel and how they think and their creativity to flourish. And that's why I think that's my job, is to just be very safe for them and willing to listen and take in everything that they want to give. So yeah.
Wow, I like that. And the thing is, I've actually seen you being that.
Oh, thank you.
I've seen you with your children and just you giving them that. And wow, it's amazing. You know, we have a mutual friend, her name is Amahle, and we were having a catch-up call yesterday, and I was just gossiping about her. I was like, that is just an amazing person. Like, she bakes, she's a great mom.
Oh, too kind.
All right, so tell me something. One of the things that I've realized about you, which is my weakness, I want to learn from you, is you are actually a firm person when it comes to your kids. Like, you're in discipline, you're firm. Like,
yes.
But you're also like really nice. So how do you balance that? Like, I fail to do that because I love my daughter. I love her so much. I spoil her and I'm not firm, and then I have to deal with the negatives of that when she's slapping me and everything. I need you to be disciplined also, like we're friends, but not like that, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. It's a hard one. Like, honestly, I can say that I have clearly struggled through my life to figure out the balance because it is not easy. I think it takes a lot of practice to get to that point, because I also struggled that I would always be either way too firm or way too affectionate and loving, where they would kind of just get to do whatever. So that's why I think I got lots of hints from my mom. Was one thing. First, how to be firm but still semi-kind is, first of all, don't talk so much. This was one thing I needed, because I tend to have a lot of negotiations with my kids, and it doesn't help because that really, it starts turning things into like they think they can make a difference in everything and choose all the things that they want, even in things they really aren't allowed to have a choice.
Wow.
So that's why I realized, okay, sometimes I just got to make it very few words, and then that's it.
Wow.
Nothing more. And then if they jabber back and we're like, I don't think so, then I'm like, that's what I said, period. And then we walk off and hope that they do it. And if they don't, then come back and do it again. And usually it works because they see that, okay, this is clearly it's non-negotiable. So they let go of it. And another thing was that I kind of realized that I shouldn't take it very personally. That's something I would get very firm when I would start feeling like, oh, these kids hate me and they're just doing everything to bother me on purpose. When often that's not the case. I mean, they're being kids and they don't understand how their different ways of being can affect another person. So that's why I was like, okay, let's just try to breathe through it.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
not
I've
so
taken my
personal.
daughter's tantrums personally. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's very easy because you feel like they're attacking you and they know exactly what buttons to push.
Yeah.
So it makes it always worse. But yeah, that's something that's helped.
Wow.
But yeah, I was gonna say that I learned that we have to be very uncomfortable in our parenting. I realized that a lot of the time we parent. Yes, we parent in a way that makes us comfortable but doesn't benefit our kids. So that's what I realized, that one way I would get things done, be like, I just want it to be done right now and not like 5 years from now, we want it now. That's when I would be really firm. But it would also not help. It would fix it right now, but it would never make a benefit for the child later. So I realized I have to be kind of uncomfortable and do the stuff that I really don't want to do, but I have to do it so that my kids can benefit years down the road.
Wow.
So yeah, that's been hard.
That's deep. Because you know what? We are living in such a fast world, and you know, I know you're balancing being a mom, sewing, baking, everything that you love to do. And we're talking also of everyone who goes to 8 to 5 p.m. jobs. People don't have time. That's why we always give our kids gadgets, right? Like watch stuff.
Yeah,
so
do something.
Do my stuff, right? So like what you're saying to say, you know, think about 5 years from now. It's kind of hard because you don't have time. But it's important because still 5 years from now, you're going to deal with the negative effects of what you were not patient and not giving time to.
Exactly.
So really taking motherhood seriously, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's a big job. One that we were never educated to do.
So deep. Tell me something, Amanda. Was there ever a time when one of your kids showed you like wisdom or resilience that surprised you? Yeah,
definitely.
What was that?
One I always remember. I feel like my second born keeps doing this. He keeps giving me wisdom. He's like my little history man. He knows everything. So he has these moments. I remember that one time, this had happened plenty of times, but this is one that came to my mind, was I had given him like a warning that if he goes and does a certain thing, this is going to be the consequence. And not like something wrong, but let's say something even dangerous where he might get hurt. And I'm like, you know, it's not a good idea. Like if you climb over there and you fall, it's going to hurt. He was like, it's okay, I'll do it anyway, I'll be fine. He was so sure. And I was like, all right, just let it go. And since it wasn't that dangerous, I let him try, and it did end badly. But he literally, the way he took it was, he stood there very calmly and was like, well, that didn't really go the way I thought it was going to go, but it's okay. he just kind of realized there's a failure, but you know what, we're going to be fine. He didn't have any temper tantrums. He does this often. He has this like amazing calmness about him. I don't understand where he gets it because it's not for me. So I'm like, he does this so many times, and I'm like, wow, because in my case I would have immediately been like, oh, this sucks, and oh, I hate this, oh my gosh. But he's always like, oh, well, okay, that's too bad, you know, we'll try next time, maybe it'll work. And I'm like, okay. So him, I learned how to do that. That's something I mimicked from him. I tried to work on that because that's amazing.
I need that.
And he's what, 5? And I'm like, that's very young to be so mature.
That is amazing. Calmness is just so key because you know every day we go through stuff that we were not expecting would happen.
Exactly.
So, and then also the solutions sometimes come quicker, or like, or sometimes it's not as bad as you thought. And then for myself, I'm like, why did I stress so much? Why did I get like hypertensive? You know, because I was stressing about something that had a resolution. So it's so key to stay calm. Even if things are gonna end up being bad, like so what? You know,
it's okay.
Just life, man.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Bad stuff happens.
And you can't do anything about it.
All right. Okay. So I do want to know something else.
Yes.
again, going back to discipline. So, like, how do you handle discipline in a way that builds trust and respect?
Yes.
Because I do feel that, and I think this is true for a lot of like people who come from other backgrounds, where we discipline out of anger sometimes.
Yeah,
You know,
I understand that.
I'm not saying that's what I do, but like
Yeah.
I think it exists a lot. Like people are like maybe it's more of like, even especially in public spaces where people feel like, oh, my child is embarrassing me, and then they discipline out of anger, and that shouldn't be the case at all. Yeah,
that's true.
So how do you discipline in a way that builds trust and respect?
Well, I've also learned this very recently. I very much live by the principle of love and respect.
Okay.
So trying to work out how I can show respect to like a 5-year-old.
Wow.
Which seems like a pretty ridiculous idea, because nowadays it seems that you have to earn that respect when you're like a corporate boss or something, and that's how you do it, and it doesn't come from any other way. But this is the thing, that I should be able to respect my son's character and who he is, and separate that completely from what he does, which is what Jesus does to us. You know, that we are not the same as our sin, but the sin exists, and that's why he loves us, but he hates what we do. And so that is what I was like, okay, now we need to really put this into parenting. And that's how I think it works, that I don't get emotionally attached to it. I remember that my kid's a good person. They just really messed up. So I have to remember that, okay. Then at that point, I usually calm down and I'm like, all right. Like, we might even ask why. If it's an older kid, then why'd you do that? What's the point? And try to really understand and not do it in a very angry way. But I do have a very firm voice, so they understand that I'm serious about what's going on, but I'm not like completely and utterly, overwhelmed with anger towards them. So they have maybe the courage to still explain what went on, even if it was something super stupid, that they can still say it out loud. And afterwards, I also work very much with natural consequences. This is just, it's very simple. It's super easy, that if they've had like a temper tantrum in the store, and it's because they didn't get to have candy or whatever they wanted, and they didn't listen to stop and just let's go and walk out of the store, then a natural consequence can be like, okay, we won't have dessert today, or we're not watching any kids programs today because of this behavior. Like, it's not cool. We don't do that. And if they wonder about it, I say, I do not reward bad behavior with this kind of stuff. These are things we like to do together and enjoy, but we cannot enjoy them if one is acting this way. And so that's why they...
Also, all of the other kids get affected also?
Yeah.
Wow,
And they all...
teamwork.
Yeah, this is the other thing. Yes, everything is done as a team. We don't play like singles. It has to be done as a team, that everybody is affected by what somebody is doing.
Wow.
And so, everybody also then learns to encourage, to say, okay, you got this, let's try to be really good, and let's try to do our chores and everything, so that then there is a chance that they get all the benefits together and they can really enjoy it together.
Wow.
So, I think that's kind of how it goes.
I love it. Wow. Man, I mean, I need bigger team. I need more kids.
Yeah, you gotta have a whole football team.
I've been thinking about freezing eggs.
I heard. I was like, oh my gosh, there we go.
The working mom things. Okay, girl, tell me something. Let's talk about your skills, your creativity. Like, I want to know, like, you bake and you sew. How did those passions begin?
Honestly, I think they are just God built in me. Because I think these have been something that I've always liked to do since I was a kid. Like, nothing has changed. All these things have always been there, and I've always been like, oh, let's do this and that and the other. And I never thought that I could make them into a career. So I thought I would have to get a job that would be like something better, I guess. Because a lot of people back then especially were thinking that anything to do with arts is just not a very good job. So I shouldn't be pursuing any of those kind of things. So that's how I was like, okay. And then after a while, I realized that honestly, I like doing these things and I'm good at it. So why not continue and make it into a job? Which is why then I started the business of sewing and making things for people.
Nice stuff, girl.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
remember
nice.
Looking into designs when you were gonna make a dress for my graduation. And so you draw also, like, you're just so artistic.
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, I just like it. It's really nice. And I did notice that my mom, for example,
Yeah.
she is in this specific thing, she's the absolute opposite.
Yeah.
She does not bake. She does not sew. She can do it if she like grits her teeth and forces herself into
Yeah,
it, but she absolutely hates it.
Yeah, but I think she's a great cook though. 'Cause
She
I
is,
you invited us for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
she
food
can
was
cook.
So good.
That's the thing. She can
Yeah.
cook, but she can't bake. They are two different things. She's like, I don't understand how the other one works, even though you think it's kind of the same, but nope.
So different.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
I've always seen it as like a winning mom, and you always think this person knows everything.
Oh,
So interesting.
Yeah.
That, okay, you know how to bake.
yeah, exactly. I got this. I got bacon.
I got one. My mom
Yeah.
has everything else.
Pretty much, honestly. She has
Alright.
all the intellectual knowledge of the world, and I do the cakes.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
I mean, when you talk to her, she knows everything. And
Yeah.
remember one time,
Dude.
I think when I came for Christmas, she took us home. She was
Yeah.
telling us stuff. She knew.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
she's a
wow.
walking encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got
But
the
your
world
dad,
down.
Your dad is equally walking with us.
Yeah, he's just more quieter.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a quieter
very,
version.
like, it's very.
Yeah.
When you talk to him, it's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow.
so true.
I wanted to know, girls. So, like, what do you have any like favorite recipe or like any item you've
Yeah.
sewn that you like? What is like something that you have good memory on? Like, I really.
I think one of my favorite recipes is the one that I keep making all the time, which is brownies.
By the way, I loved your cake. I still have like one big piece,
good.
and you know when it's like one big piece, I'm like I don't want it to fit into.
Yeah.
And then today I was thinking, man, I wish I had money. I would just get another cake. Like,
Yeah,
I should
it's
just
like
get things that we
more.
always have weekly cakes from Amanda.
Yeah,
Pray for me to get rich.
I know. We're like, please, so you can pay for my cakes.
We loved it. We ate it with ice cream. It was just so good.
That's good.
And I remember telling my husband, hey, it tastes like wedding cake. You know, it tastes special. It's like rich and nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Oh my goodness,
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, brownies.
Yeah.
That's also what was in your cake was brownies.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what makes it so lovely.
Yeah.
It's brownies is the best one. It's the recipe that I know by heart and have known for years. It's one that I don't need any help in
Yeah.
to
It just
remember.
comes
And I
out
was like,
good.
it's always the best.
Wow. No, I love that cake. It was really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, I think this is for both of us.
Yeah.
I'm so into like self-care. Truth be told, I think this podcast is part of that. Like, I think it's an outlet.
Yeah.
Someone was talking to me. I was telling them about the podcast. They're like, that sounds like an outlet. I said, I think so.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think so. But
Clearly.
I want to ask, like, do you find sewing or like baking? Do you find it as outlets? Do you find them as good
Yes.
self-care? Like, yeah.
Definitely, because I realized that these are things I will do whenever I'm really stressed.
Yeah,
Which is why Mom would always freak out because I would have a project that I would do,
Yeah.
and if I was like stressed at school, when I was still in school, like about matriculation examinations and
Yeah.
everything, and I would decide that I could make my sister's graduation dress.
Yeah.
And then I'd wait until like the night before and I'd make the dress. And Mom would be like, we're not gonna make it, we're gonna be so late. And it would always be perfect and totally fine. And I realized I always do these kind of projects when I'm really stressed or I feel like there's a lot going on and everything's too difficult. Then I start sewing and baking. That's something I just do relieve my stress fully.
Wow.
So yeah, it's nice. That's why I guess nowadays I'm not so stressed because I can do it as my job.
Yeah.
Makes life easy.
That is so cool. That is so
Yeah.
cool. I'm trying to think like what is my outlet? I mean, I think
Yeah.
the podcast, right? But what else?
This is a good outlet. I'm just saying.
My WhatsApp status is sometimes I have like 30 statuses.
Hey, fully understandable. What can we say?
There was a time when my daughter was in Zimbabwe, my
Yeah.
husband was in Zimbabwe, and I would always love it when Amanda would check up on me. And sometimes I'll be like, I think she saw my status.
I do. I'm always looking. Sibo has many good things to say.
But
So I'm like,
is there
let's see.
something that shows me she needs someone to talk to her.
Yes, clearly.
Thank
you need
girl,
help.
for looking out for a sister.
Hey, no
Means a lot.
worries.
I appreciate
It's
it.
nice. That's what
Yeah.
you do with friends. Must be done.
So, I mean, you have 4 kids, 4 amazing kids, but I'm
Yeah.
sure sometimes when you're sewing, someone is taking the scissors, someone is taking the. Tell me, how do you balance your creative projects and motherhood? Yeah.
I guess, okay, boundaries. That's
Okay,
one of the best
boundaries.
way to do it is
Yeah.
boundaries because with little kids, I do have to make like I do have a room, and it's usually even just my room where I also sleep.
Yeah.
Is also my working room.
Okay.
So that is an area they're not allowed to come to.
Okay.
Because there's so many little things like little needles and
Exactly.
threads out the wazoo.
Yeah.
And so many things that they want to immediately touch and also steal and take somewhere else where I'll never find them again.
Yeah.
So that's why I've just had to tell them that this is a no-go zone. Unless I literally call you and you're not allowed to come here. And they've kept to that.
Yeah.
So they know that this is just not something you touch.
Yeah.
And I love that they are really respectful of it.
Yeah.
And I say them very strictly that this is not a place you're allowed to come.
Wow.
Only in the mornings, like when we wake up, they can come and hug and say good morning and
Yeah.
stuff. But that's pretty much it.
Wow.
So I think boundaries is very good, and explaining to them kind of why.
Yeah.
So they understand, because they are now of the age that they of course get, if you explain like why it is dangerous to go there, they get, oh, okay, that we're not going to do that then. And
Wow.
yeah, I think that's easy.
I really, really like that.
Yeah.
That is so deep. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know, I really like that we got to talk about discipline because in Zimbabwe, for example, corporal punishment is something that happens in schools or places like that. You know, ever since I became a mom, I don't believe in corporal punishment.
Yeah.
But it's so normal in our home countries and a lot of home countries. And you know, you also come to Finland, and we are very much aware that even child protection wise, that is not okay, right?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's important not only to say this is not okay, but to teach people to say how do you discipline a child, because people do that, that's what they saw their parents doing, but what they need is tools.
Yes.
How do I actually help my child? You know, because for a child to be able to listen, that is important. It's important even in the society, right?
Yes.
So it's so key to be able to talk. Thank you so much for sharing. Like, how do you talk to a child? How do you set boundaries? How do you that is really, really important.
I agree in that also, because my parents as well came from that kind of background. Everybody knew only that this is how you do things, and nobody had a better clue on how to do it. And I also thought, oh, this is how we're going to do things. And that's why through my parenting, I've learned that, okay, there's a lot of other ways that you can do stuff, and it still works very well. And that's one thing. I went to this parenting class that I took for, 15 weeks? Wow. So I don't know what that is. Yeah, I took that now from February all the way till summer. That was awesome. That's where they literally gave you the tools, like going through, and then also had us in a group practice them as if one was a kid and you were adult, to see how do you actually use them in practice.
That is so cool. I'd love to do a parenting class.
I know, dude, it was the best thing. And they are trying to make it that it would be easier to get into, because right now it's a new thing in this country completely to have an actual class to become a parent.
Yes. I mean, it sounds funny, right? Yeah. But it's important.
It is. A lot of people seem to think that there's like celestial wisdom that is placed on you when you give birth.
Yeah.
But never has it once happened.
Yeah.
And you're just as clueless before you had the child as you are after. So it doesn't really help. So you do need to have some kind of assistance to understand.
I mean, of course, past societies had a lot of filial support, right? And I think you have a lot of that as well.
Oh, definitely.
I do a little bit, but but I feel like then they would learn from that, and they spend a lot of time together learning. But we need that.
Here we go.
To take a parenting class, girl. We need to put the link for the parenting class on when we post this.
Yeah, be like, please.
Yes,
sign
check
up.
it out.
Oh yeah. It's
wow. And I would like to know, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I know you ran for local election.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, busy mom. 4
Things
amazing kids, sewing, baking. You also ran for local elections.
Yeah, I honestly decided that it would be the best way to be able to change things in my municipality Kaarina is mine, but Turku, it's pretty much the same. Yeah. And then maybe also my country later on. Because I realized that the things that I'm very passionate about is child families. Yes. Precisely to do with social workers and everything like this, to make sure that child families would do better. Yeah. Because especially in a country like Finland, they are doing very poorly because we are not a child-friendly nation. Okay. We are very kind of against kids in a lot of ways. People don't want kids, and then they get annoyed by the existence of kids. So it makes it very difficult for parents who have small children to go anywhere, and so they become very secluded and hermited and alone, and then depressed, and then they get divorced and families get broken, and it's a really bad situation. So that's why I decided that now that I've been through the system and I've learned how it works and how they can help, I'm like, we need to work on that more.
Wow.
So that's why I wanted to be a part of it. I thought it was super important to get to help in these kind of things and open people's eyes to it, because a lot of people don't understand it, especially if you don't have kids. They don't get why we would even need any of these things. Why do we need all these fancy social workers or putting any money into it and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, we're gonna do this.
And this is the future, right? This is the future. Wow.
Exactly.
These are the future leaders and everything. You do need to invest in them totally. That is so deep. I love that you shared actually why you ran for elections and what it is that you want. That's exciting. So what did you learn about yourself during the experience of running for?
I think what I learned was that I am very good with strangers and connecting with them very deeply. Like in the moment, it's like deep dive. So I don't do like this, what is it? I guess it's small talk. I don't do that. But apparently I can very quickly get them into the deep talk, which was awesome. And I was like, this is great. Because then I heard so many wonderful stories and really sad stories, but people who had never seen me ever before and were like, I want to talk to you about this. And I'm like, let's go. So I thought that was amazing. And it was a way for me to minister to people. That was something that was super important, that because I was, in the Christian Democrat elections, you look at the time.
I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at the time. That is fine. We're good.
Good. We're gonna stay up. Anyway, so the Christian Democrats is where I what's the word? I was in election of that political group. Whatever the words are. Anyway, so our values are definitely like that. That we should be able to minister to people through even the politics we're doing, that to reach the people who really need help. And I thought that was awesome, and we did that every day when we were out there talking to random people. So that was really great.
That's really cool. Yeah, that is so cool. And personally, I've enjoyed something that you do like once a month on Mondays.
Oh yes.
The Women's Night. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's been awesome and great, and I've actually been doing it for over 6 years now. Think about that. Systematically.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, I remember I was pregnant with Roman.
Can you push men to do Men's Night too?
Hey, that was the thing. I realized the same thing, that we actually tried it with my then husband, that he would have them, and he did actually for a while. But it is clearly a very different form. That for men it would be more like playing games or doing some kind of activity together, because for women it's about talking and sharing about everything, but for them it would be different. Because that was something that they realized pretty quickly, and we're like, okay, we should probably change it a little bit, not much talk about things, because they will talk naturally while they're doing something they like. And so that's what they did, but then it ended up dying out a little bit, because maybe guys aren't, at least those guys weren't maybe so willing to be connected in that way, and we're thinking maybe they have enough other friends to connect with. But for women, I definitely saw that this would be really needed, and we saw that there weren't enough ways for women to really connect and share in a safe place, So
that is so deep. I would love to know, for someone who's in Turku and wants to know about the Women's Night and maybe wants to join, tell us a little bit about it.
So basically, we come together, as you said, once a month, Mondays. Sometimes we might be blessed to have it twice a month, but at least for now, it's the once. And it is usually from like 6 onwards, depending on how long we want to keep it going. But maybe till like 9, let's say, around a few hours. And we come, everybody brings usually something to snack on, like little things, and we'll have something nice to eat or drink. And then we just get together, talk about how their week has gone, or the month even, because we haven't seen in such a long time, and just connect about anything that's going on. The wonderful things that people have been able to, no worries, able to achieve, or their dreams they have, the hopes they're wanting to, I don't know, get done, and anything, pretty much everything.
Relationships.
Yes, also talking about relationships, since then it's very prevalent for us females. So
that is so cool, girl. I am so excited. I love the Women's Night. And sometimes I miss it, but one time I had to call virtual. I was like, I don't want to miss it. I have to come.
They are the best.
Honestly, but so I'm excited for the one that's coming up next Monday.
Yes, we are excited.
Wow. Girl, I want to know, like, how do you then create safe and empowering spaces for women? I know the women's night is one
Yes.
of them, but yeah, tell
Yes.
me more about that.
That honestly has been pretty much just to make sure everyone knows that whatever they tell and share is something that we should keep in that space.
Yes.
Because that's something that I realized for the women's nights as well, is that we as women are very gossipy,
Yeah.
very naturally so, and it's not a good way to build community.
It's not.
So it kind of just kills everybody's desire to share anything, and so we become very shallow, and we're like, oh, we're fine, you know,
Yeah,
right? But
because no one wants
Yeah.
to share deep stuff.
they don't want anything to be spread out somewhere else that they would want to keep in a very small circle. So I realized that we said that we were like, hey, you guys are so welcome to come here, and that this is the one rule we have, is that what we share here does not go beyond these borders, so that everyone, even the ones who are really quiet and shy and might really want to keep their business, that they might have the place to really feel like, okay, now I may be okay to share, and I know that it's going to stay here, and only these people will be the people to hear it. And it's worked the whole 6 years, as everybody has respected that rule so well. And it is, I mean, especially thinking women, that's been really good. They've done an awesome job to really keep it nice and good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've felt that way. I've always felt safe
Yeah.
to share my secrets.
All the deep ones.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let's see. All right. I think we'll just cruise through these last questions.
All right.
And yeah, your mom. I think she's amazing.
Oh,
We've
yes.
talked about her, but I want to know what's one lesson from her that you carry into your own motherhood.
Oh my goodness. I think that one was like probably the talking less one.
Talking less. Okay.
Yeah, that's been a seriously important one, just
Yeah.
because I am a talkative person.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a good one. If
Yeah.
it was somebody else who doesn't talk as much as me,
Yeah.
then probably not
Right.
a useful one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for me, that's been a good one to have. I've learned a lot that way.
Wow, so deep. All right, I want to know, what traditions or values do you hope your children will pass on?
I hope that, or hope and really work towards, that my kids would live their lives, purely through the love and respect principle.
Wow.
So that they will understand that women and men are different and equally as valuable. Because that's something that a lot of people think the difference is a bad thing. That now it's actually not a good thing when it comes to men and women.
Yeah.
But then you can be different in all kinds of other ways.
Yeah.
But when it comes to genders, it seems to be a negative thing.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's that the whole point that we are different is like one of the founding things why our community works so well, when we are able to use both of the strengths that come with both genders.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something I want them to understand, and also understand in each other.
Wow.
So that since I have 2 boys and 2 girls, it's very easy to practice with them. That even though somebody says something weird that doesn't make any sense to you, it's still okay. It might actually make really much sense here, and we have to learn to work with it together and understand.
That's so deep.
Yeah, and I
so
think
deep.
that will help a lot.
Wow, I love that. I have to think more deeply about that, because I'm not sure that I totally respect
I understand.
other
Yeah,
people
Yeah.
and value them equally.
I
I think I
understand
have
that.
this girls, women.
Yeah, I know it's a struggle I had actually.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way
Yeah.
how to do it right.
Which is why I really wanted a girl for the first child. Like, okay, I want to do with one of our tribe.
Yes, our own.
Oh, girl, this is so cool. All right, I want to know, how do you nurture emotional intelligence in your family? Because that's so critical.
That's a difficult one. And what did I write down? Wait a minute, I wrote it down.
And
'cause
I
was
think
like,
emotional intelligence is so important.
Yeah.
I think it is definitely a big buzzword right now.
Yes.
But it's so vital everywhere, in the professional setup, in families,
Yeah.
it's just so fundamental. Yeah.
It's very true. So what I had written down
Yeah.
was to help everyone understand everyone. Because this was what I was thinking, that I realized that even my family culture had this kind of way of being that was like, in any situation where something didn't quite go as they had wished, then we would start being like, oh, they're evil and horrible and they just want to ruin our lives. And I feel like a lot of people have that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
Especially if you have any negative day, you will just start blaming everybody around
That's
you.
true.
And I realized, I was like, it often isn't that way, that people aren't hurting everybody on purpose. Often there's something else going on that we don't know about. Like we had in one of these what is it, the parenting class situations, was that we were meant to have, you see, a meal that comes in, and for that day they had forgotten, and everybody was getting really stressed, and we're like, well, can we get the food now, and how can we deal with this? And the people on the phone in the kitchen were very stressed, and you could hear it in their voice that they were like, oh, and just upset. And the teachers were like, wow, they were being really rude. And I immediately thought, I was like, well, you know what if they have somebody else who has just called in for the same thing, and they are kind of in a crisis in the kitchen, and so it's coming out in their voice as to being like, oh no, there's so many things we failed, and now we have to try to fix it in a really short time. And to understand that there's something you might not know, and not to immediately judge everybody by the action and what you've seen outside. So yeah, I feel like that's something I really hope that they learn, and that helps.
Judge people on surface.
I know. It's very easy, and it really is kind of in our nature to do so, of course. But yeah, I feel like that's something I want to nurture in them, and really like help them work to be good at that. And so I think then it will help not have so many conflicts and be so angry at the world, you know. So yeah.
Wow, that is so deep. All right, girl, cruising through. I want to know, like, what's something you wish you knew before you became a mom? I have so much stuff I wish I knew.
I know.
Before becoming both a mom and a wife.
Exactly. I was going to say that something I wish I knew before I became a mother was that there is no celestial wisdom that will fall upon me the day I give birth.
Wow.
Yes, and another one was, and to also know that others will think that there is celestial wisdom that fell upon you when you gave birth, even if it's not true. And that they will see you through that lens. Because it is true that everybody else thinks you're a mom. That means you know everything, and you should be like the epitome of perfection. And it's so not true.
You know, I think in Finland it's better. In my home country, it's a society that's, I love Zimbabwe. I love my country, I love traditions, but here I'm going to talk about a negative trait. Where people feel free to talk about people. So people can just say, oh, your hair, this and that. Oh, your pimples, this and that. Like, oh, you look slim. Oh, that's just the culture. So they do that with kids also. Oh, the way your daughter, oh, your child, this and that. Like, in a way that can be very heavy on a new, like, first-time mom. Of course. Like, you know, like, just too much, you know. I feel like I think the solution for that is more like people can frame what they say so that it comes out positive. It can actually be quite, like, constructive criticism, but positive. Put it,
have a positive spin on it.
Exactly.
That's true. Exactly.
How do you stay grounded during chaotic seasons? I mean, I'm sure you have some chaotic times.
Often.
I have one kid, and it gets so chaotic. I'm like, okay, enough. No freezing of eggs, no nothing.
No, exactly.
Just one child is enough.
Oh yeah, I'm cool. I have 4 chaotic little ones, and I'm one chaotic. We're just all in a bunch. It's a mess. But yeah, what I've done is do very practical things. One is to have a constant open line to God.
Okay.
That this doesn't matter when it's literally washing dishes or wiping someone's butt. That I am really talking to him and just explaining to him more of the struggles or annoyance that I might have. Because then it will never really go onto my kids.
Wow.
And I think that's been the best way to do it, because otherwise I'm like, my eyes start falling into the problem, and then I'm like, oh, and it takes me into it, and then, you know, you're consumed, and then you get really stressed and everything's bad. So that's something I do. And then other things is just, what was it? I don't remember what I said.
That is so deep, though. That is so deep. So you go above what's happening, above the storm. You talk to God. That is really amazing.
Yeah, it really helps.
I like it. I want to try it too. I would love to know, like, what does self-love look like for you in the midst of motherhood? I feel like sometimes when people become mothers, they forget themselves. Like, you then just focus on the child. So I had this, I told you my home country, people comment a lot, right? So people will be like, your child is like so nice and chubby. You're so slim. It's like the child is draining you. But then I would take it to be like, true. Like, you know, it's important to have self-love.
Of course.
It's important for me to be able, like, for both of us to be able to come here and not be with our kids and have a life. And after this, go watch a movie. You know?
Exactly.
So important. So how do you make sure, like, what does self-love look like for you in that?
For me, is exactly like this. Having time for myself is very important, because I actually, when I was a new mom for the first like 3 years, I think I struggled with this, that I gave everything and more of me to my kids, and then I would turn against my husband and everybody else when I was so tired, and I was like, no one's helping and life sucks and it's just so bad. But all it was really that I wasn't taking the time that was given, because even then my husband and other people were trying to offer, like, maybe we could take the kids for a little bit and you could go and do something. I'm like, no, I can't.
And there's this, I think there's this level of not trusting that the other person will do the, I don't know for you, but for me, that they'll do it equally well. Like,
hey, very true.
Like just scared. Like, what if it's not that you think the person is not good enough. It's just okay. At least for me, I have this mentality where I come from a country where male people don't do a lot, right?
Right. Yeah.
So then, for example, now we are here and we're taking our daughter to kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
My husband was saying like, oh, I'll take our daughter starting tomorrow, going onwards. And I'm happy. I really want that. But I'm like, will he make sure that everything is fine? Will the daughter be fine? Will I have to check something? And I think for him also, especially him having stayed with our daughter, it's just like, this person is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I've already done this. What do you mean?
You ain't another whole country. And now you think I won't be able to do something.
That's
but
true.
I think there is a little bit of that.
Yeah, I understand. I think for me, it was personally the idea that I really cared that other people would think I'm a bad mom if I left. That I had to be completely immersed at all times in parenting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be a really bad mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I'm thinking, what? Stupidest idea you can have. But I guess it comes naturally when you are new. Yeah, you're like,
naturally. And there's a lot, like the mother word really needs to be like, I don't know, deconstructed, if that's the right word for it. But like it's so packed, it's loaded. People put also a lot of attachments that don't necessarily need to be there. Like, because your mom doesn't mean you can have fun. Doesn't mean you can't leave your kids. You are an individual to start with, and if you do too much, you burden those kids with you have to be happy, you have to have a full cup, and then
you can overflow. Exactly. That's what I realized as well, that I started really pulling out the joy out of my children when I had none to give. I was just, life sucks, it's horrible, I almost hate my job as a mom. And so I realized I really am happy now to leave my kids. I'm like, okay, bye. I'm going. Because they also know that it is for the best, and they are really happy then to see that I'm always a very lovely person to be around, rather than sucky.
Exactly.
So
that is so deep.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, like, what advice would you give to a new mom who's feeling overwhelmed? What would you say to them?
What was I saying that? Wait a minute. I had it written somewhere.
No problem.
I had a good
what would first time moms, they're like,
I'd say exactly that you're doing a great job even when you're not.
Wow.
Like, that's the thing, that remember, your kid's alive.
Exactly.
That's a great success.
Exactly.
Because like you say, a lot of people think that you're meant to just make everything perfect and beautiful at all times. But you're a new mom.
Exactly.
I mean, it's okay to look tired and be disgusting and ugly the whole time. As long as your kid is alive, you've done a pretty great job. I'd say that's like 10 out of 10.
Made me think of my pictures when I was first time mom and looking at
I know. That was me too. I was like greasy hair and just dying the whole time.
But next time I'm a mom, I'm telling you, I've been looking pretty.
Yes. Now that we're like more seasoned mothers, I feel like it's easier to do now.
I'm a stylish mom. All right, Amanda, I want to know, last 3 questions here. What kind of world do you hope your children will help build?
I am raising my kids to become the type of people who will make the world a better place. And I don't mean climate-wise or financially. I mean spiritually. That they will come to know God and help others come to know God and be the ones who will bring Jesus back quicker.
Wow, that's so deep.
That's what I'm definitely hoping here.
Deep. I know you've been on quite a bit mission trips, right?
Yeah,
that's
loads,
really lovely.
probably 15 by now.
I have a feeling that when your kids are grown and they're all gone, that you
I probably will. It'd be a dream.
Wow.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, I have gone on quite a few mission trips myself as
Yeah.
well. I love that. I think it has been the highlight of my life when I've done mission trips.
I agree.
So beautiful.
Fully.
I would love to know something like how do you teach your kids about kindness, justice, and community?
Ooh, this was something that I thought I had, like I was getting stressed as a new mom about how to exactly give these things to my children because it seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know how I really learned them, but I realized also that all these kids, some of them they have built-in kindness, built-in justice, and others will have less of it, and then those you will have to guide a little more. But I learn about justice from like my son. He is one who I think his entire compass is towards everything has to be justice. It's like we have to do things right. And if we don't do it right, he will make sure that we will do things right. And he's always fighting for the little guy, and I'm like, great.
Yeah.
And then other people are born to just be insanely kind. They just have it in them that they're like, oh, here's, half of my cookie, or let's go, I'll come and play with you when nobody else does. And things like this,
I'm the justice person. I'm not the kind one.
Yeah, I also realized I definitely have been born with that as well. The kind part had to be worked on. So, yeah, it didn't come so naturally.
I'm pro-justice though. At least I have something.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, hey, these are all the gifts and talents that God has given us.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I basically have to just see which are the strengths that each kid has. And then we just try to work with them and help them realize what strengths they have and how we can work to make them better and how we can help those who don't have those strengths and have more of the weakness in the certain area, for example, injustice or kindness.
That is so deep.
So, yeah.
Wow. Girl, I'd love to know, like, what's your dream for the next chapter of your life? Like,
I got dreams. My dream is I'll be married. I'll have maybe more
with your
kids.
sweetheart?
Yes, with my sweetheart.
I thought you were gonna wear something ethnic.
Oh, I'm hoping.
I almost called you like, girl, do you wanna match Jonas to wear our ethnic?
Hey, that would have been nice. We should have done that.
Next time.
Next time, girl. But yes, I'm hoping to be married. I'm hoping to have a few more kids.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2 more would be really nice.
Yeah.
And hoping to have my own home in the country.
Yeah.
That is my biggest dream, is to really have my whole family in the country. That life's going to be so much easier and nicer just living there in peace.
Yeah. Hey, Amanda, I want to ask a question, but because I had not written it down ahead of time, feel free to pass it, and then we have a whole discussion on it later.
Okay.
But if you want to answer on it, that's fine too.
All right.
No pressure at all. My question is, I know that your kids are mixed, right?
Yes.
You would say mixed.
They
Do you
are
feel like your
mixed.
children have faced any type of racism in Finland?
That's a good question. There have been moments, but the racism only came out when they were with their father. Because the father is darker, so you can see that he is not from here, and he also speaks English, which doesn't help. But people wouldn't always fully know that they were ethnic, except in the summertime when they turned very brown.
Yeah.
But so I think on their own, nobody really would notice. But when they're with their dad, they notice, and that's when they would start being treated a bit differently. So I have seen, I know that most people, I think, of my age group are not racist. Because especially in our country, we have so many people coming from different places.
So open.
It's only older generations who are not used to it.
They
were very much built in a Finland where everybody was white. And we had nobody from anywhere. So it made sense. And since we've had to war against countries who've tried to take us over, we've been very nobody come in. But other than that, I feel like it's so much less, that really not much to experience here. Now I think the only things, even if going out to play the kids with their dad, even then the people would be more concentrating on his parenting and not even his color anymore, honestly. That I don't think too much.
Thanks that she still answered a question that I didn't put, but I did think of it. Wow, it is so nice. So nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to the podcast. Thank you for recording. We had so much fun. Any last words to our audience?
Call me if you want a dress.
Oh yeah.
Or a cake.
So I don't know what you want me to put, but I'll put something for Amanda.
No worries.
So you can reach out to her if you want cakes in Turku, Finland, or if you want anything sewn in Finland.
Yes,
she
beautiful
is
things.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yes, just listen to Sibu's podcasts. They are awesome. And this is a great thing to learn about is motherhood. So definitely have a listen.
Well, remember, it's not Sibu's podcast. It's
Well, whoever is the one
it's that
who's
she's
doing it.
asking questions to the experts.
Exactly.
All
There.
right, guys, it was so nice having you guys. I hope you really love this, and yeah, please keep watching Mama Podcast.
Yes.
Also share if you have any topics that you want us to cover, and I'll talk to these amazing moms who can give us the answers. I'm just here to ask questions, curiosity, right?
Yes.
All right, bye. Take care.